Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to continue working on our image changing app, but this time we're gonna write some code. So that's why I'm going to go into this main activity, which is our coding section where we write our code. Okay? As you can see, we have something called onCreate over here, and this is a method. This is what happens when this activity is created. So for example, if I want something to happen when user first sees these activities, first sees the screen, then I'm gonna write this under onCreate. In fact, I don't have anything like that in this app because I don't want something to happen when user sees this activity. Rather, I want something to happen when user clicks on a button, right? So onCreate is for creating something or doing some operation before even user sees this, before when this is exactly when this is created. So this is created even when user even before when user sees this. So I don't need anything like that, but what I need is actually to write a method in order to do something when user clicks on this button. So we're going to create another method for that, and this is called onClick method, okay? And this onClick refers to clicking on this button. So that's what we're going to do. And also we have to define those views into our coding section as well. We have to connect that button and we have to connect that image view to our coding section so that Java will know what we are talking about. Like I'm gonna show you how to do this. So first of all, let me create this method. I'm going to call this change image, and we start by typing public void change image and open close parentheses and open close curly braces like this. So of course you don't know anything about that, so let me try to explain what is going on over here. Of course we're going to deep dive into that in the Java section afterwards, this section, but I'm going to explain what's going on. So change image is the name of our method, okay? So this refers to our method like a function. So this is what is going to happen when this function is called. And we have this curly braces to actually define the scope of this method. So whatever we write inside of these curly braces will happen when this function, when this method is called. So if I write something over here under onCreate, it will be done when onCreate is called. If I write something over here, it will be executed when change image is called. And we're going to define it in a way that when a user taps on this change button, it will be called, okay? So we're going to connect our button to this method later on. And over here, as you can see in the image view, we have an ID, identification, which is image view. So we are going to need that ID in order to define that view into our coding section. That's how you identify the different views like this. So for example, we have something called button 2 over here, and we don't need that. We can change it to button or button 20 or button 10 or my button. So all you have to say just yes over here, and it will be changed like this. And of course it's not a good convention to use button 20, but let's leave it at that. For example, I can change this to be image view 6, for example, and I have to say image view 6 over here. So let's define that. I'm going to write image view with capital I and capital V, as you can see. So this is the class definition of image view. This is the type that I'm writing, okay? And in Java we write like this. First we write the type of the view or of the object that I'm going to create, and then we write the name of the object. So actually we choose the name of the object, okay, but we don't get to choose the type of the object. So image view is something predefined in Java. And over here, for example, I can call this image view like with a small I, not uppercase but lowercase, okay? And then I can just make an equal sign and open parentheses and say image view one more time. I'm going to explain why I'm doing this. And I'm going to say find view by ID, and this will enable me to connect with the views inside of my layout XML file. So I'm going to say r.rd id.image view 5. So that was the ID that we have given, remember, and we have to put semicolon at the end. So what have we done? We specified the type and the name that we are going to create, and we said find view by ID, and actually we casted this view to be an image view. Right now, for example, we can delete the second image view, okay, because before 2019, I believe, find view by ID alone was not sufficient for Android Studio to understand this. It understood it was a view, but it didn't understand what kind of a view that was. So we had to cast it to image view, or we had to cast it to a button, for example, like this. So if you see anything like this in tutorials online or in any code that you're trying to understand, then don't be surprised. For example, if we do the same thing for button, and as you can see, we're getting an error over here, which is an import error, which means that button is not imported in our project. And if you come across something like this, all you have to do is just click on it and hit Alt and Enter on your keyboard. It will import the class like this into your class, into your project like this. As you can see, it's going to be imported on the upper side of our project. And when I do Alt Enter, as you can see, it imported this widget. Now it's not giving me an error. So I can call this button again with small b, and I can just say find view by ID r.id.button20. So as you can see, I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating a button, so this is a button type. So I'm naming this to be button, and now I can reach that button by typing button with a lowercase, and I can change all the attributes by hitting a dot over here like we did in the layout section, but we can now do it programmatically with code from here as well. Now I have connected my views with my coding section like this. For example, if I say set text, it will just change the text on the button. I don't want to do that, but it's just the way it is. And again, you don't have to use this, okay? You can just delete this, but I'm just leaving this as it is so that when you see something like that later on with your own research or something, you don't get surprised, okay? And these names don't even matter. You can call this whatever you want, but the type matters. So just follow along with me over here. So we're gonna stop here and continue within the next lecture.